Hi there, this is Tiffany from iHeartArtBlog.com, and I'm on the Sizzix Design Team, and I have a Sizzix Flip-Its tutorial for you. We're going to be using this Sizzix Flip-Its Ornate die with its matching Ornate Framelits, and I'm going to show you how to make this cool Father's Day card. I'm going to slip this one in my husband's package to Afghanistan, and I'm sure he's going to love it. So let's begin. So I heard it through the grapevine that you're having trouble with your Sizzix Flip-Its dies. Okay, I admit it. I'm the one having trouble with the Sizzix Flip-Its dies. This one is the Ornate Flip-Its, and recently I've been having some trouble decorating these things. I think I overthink it. So this video tutorial is just to share some tips that I've learned from fellow Sizzix Design Team members along the way, and I thought I would share them with you. My first tip is to not overthink it. To remember that the movement of the card is the star of the show. So my first piece of advice is to use a sheet of 5.5 by 12 pattern paper that has both a pattern and a solid side, or a busy pattern on one and a stampable pattern on the other, like these two. So for this one, here's the flip-it, and then you just pull it, and there you go. So you can easily dress this up with a stamped image and embellishments, and when it flips, it'll have the other side. And along with using a pattern paper with a solid back or a stampable back, I highly recommend you use the Framelits dies that coordinate with the Flip-Its dies. So this is Ornate number 4, and it coordinates with the Ornate Flip-Its. And I just used the scrap piece from my die cut paper, and I die cut this frame so that I could use it on this side. So everything coordinates beautifully. You can dress that up with stamps and embellishments, and it makes a super easy, fun, interactive card, with the star of the card being the interactive part. Another tip I have, which I'll be demonstrating, is to use a kit. Card kits are so popular right now, and this one is from SimonsSaysStamp.com. It's their June kit, and it's the Father's Day kit that they're offering. And the reason why I recommend using kits is because they usually come with a set of stamps and pattern paper and solid cardstock and fun embellishments that can make a project look complete and professional without you having to overthink the process, because they already overthought it for you. They thought it through and put together a beautiful card, or a beautiful card kit. So I'll be using this card kit to show you how to make a fun Happy Father's Day card. Let's begin. So to begin, most card kits come with 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock so that you can make A2 cards, and you just take that and you cut it in half so that you get an 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of cardstock, and that will be used to make your card base. So just run through your die cutting machine with 2 standard cutting pads, and I'll see you on the flip side. So when it pops out of the die, you should get like a die cut like this. So just fold a valley and then a mountain, and you have your Flip-Its card ready for pattern paper, stamping, and embellishments. And you must be wondering, how do I get my 6x6 paper to cut into something that long? So I have some cool tips for you. The first tip is that this middle fold right here on this card, it measures 5 by 7/8 of an inch. So the first thing you want to do is trim up your pattern paper. You want to trim off a 7/8 of an inch strip and then cut it to the length of 5 inches. So do that with both pattern papers. So when you're done, you should have this rectangle of pattern paper left. So just put your 2 strips aside and we'll adhere those later. And here is another tip. Using the excess pattern paper, we're going to get both this side, the right side of the die cut, and the left side. And all you have to do is having it in landscape position, so the wide side is the width. You're going to line it up with the tick marks of the die, and then using some washi tape, just adhere it in place. And then you can run it through your die cutting machine. If you were to use a piece of pattern paper cut like this, and you were to run it through your die cutting machine with it in portrait position, you won't have enough paper to make up for the other side. So make sure you have it in landscape before you adhere it. Pattern paper die cut for the front side of the card, so you might be wondering, how do I get the back side? So now you take the other pattern paper and you die cut it while it is face up. So I've also die cut 2 of the Framelits Ornate 4 dies. So I have 2 for my front and back, and I have all the parts for the card. And before we adhere everything down, this is when you want to do your stamping and embellishing, just to make it easier for adhering it to your card. If you want to, you can use your repositionable Easy Dots adhesive and really get it in place. And then I'm going to take this die and use the curve as a guide for my cutting. you go. You have your thank you just for being you. You are my hero Flip-Its card. I hope you learned some good tips and tricks on how to make the Sizzix Flip-Its. Again, this was Tiffany from iHeartArtBlog.com from the Sizzix Design Team. Thanks for watching.